Rundown, Thursday, August 3rd, first day of football season. NFL preseason starts tonight. We'll get to that in a minute. This is brought to you by Stella Blue Coffee. It's also Shohei Ohtani Day, hence the baseball glove. This is brought to you by Stella Blue Coffee. There's just something romantic about coffee. You two lovebirds had a little dust up yesterday. We'll also get to that. If there's anything better than having a first sip of coffee in the morning, it's like getting your first kiss every single day. It's euphoric. Stella Blue Coffee supports pets, unlike Big Coffee and Eddie. For every purchase, a portion of proceeds goes directly towards helping Paws Animal Shelter, helping dogs find homes. Great cause. You can get yours tomorrow, available on StellaBlueCoffee.com and next day shipping on Amazon Prime. Get your coffee now before they sell out. Stop waiting in line at Starbucks, ordering confusing apps, having your name spelled wrong on the cup. Go to StellaBlueCoffee.com. Use promo code RUNDOWN for 10% off your next order. Stella Blue Coffee. Sport Barstool, Sport Big Cat. All right, boys, we got Big Ev, probably the best gambler at the company, I would say.
Okay.
Most well-rounded, best record.
I'll humbly accept.
We got Chris Klemmer, one of the best baseball minds in the world, especially when it comes to props. Undefeated in August.
Yes.
Many people are not talking about that.
No, not enough.
Welcome to the show, boys. How we doing?
Good.
Fantastic. It's football day, Cheah.
It's football day today.
Football day.
It's Shohei Ohtani Day also, but it's also the start of preseason football. Let's start there. So it's a Hall of Fame game tonight in Canton. Jets-Browns due to Joe Thomas and Darrelle Revis, who was also on the Bucs, going into the Hall of Fame. Do you care about this?
I care. It's one of those things where I'll probably care a lot more in the beginning of the game than I will at the end.
Sure.
But I did bet the Jets, so I will be watching to the very end.
Okay.
It's one of those I forced myself to bet on just to continue to watch the end of the game. But it's one of those things where you get excited, then you realize you're watching Zach Wilson versus Kellen Mond.
Right.
You're a little bit like, but it's still, listen, we haven't had football in so long.
Yep.
Any football is good football, so beggars can't be choosers. I'm just happy football's back.
I care too. I mean, it's the Jets. I'm a Jets fan, so I'll definitely watch. Zach Wilson, I mean, we need him. If Aaron Rodgers goes down for whatever reason, this is a big year. We still need Zach Wilson to step up, so I'll be watching for that reason. But kind of like Ev said, like once you get past kind of that first, it's like baseball spring training. Like you watch the first spring training game, and by the third spring training game, you're like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Right, yeah.
It's so boring and lame and pointless. But I mean, I'm excited for NFL to get started again. I'm sad that the summer is almost ending here. It is almost like the first.
We got like, what, 5 weeks left?
I know, but
There's a lot of time left.
Anytime I hear NFL, like my brain just goes to fall, and I'm like, all right, like, are we really kind of rounding the bend here?
And I feel like with global warming, summer's still like September's still kind of summer. I feel like.
Yeah, especially in New York.
It's still like nice out, kind of.
September, summer?
I'm saying the weather, like the weather's still like summer.
Okay.
That's a good.
Obviously, it's like you're full swing of fall against football, but like there's constant football going on, but the weather's still nice.
Sure.
If you
It's still
go to
hot
the
out.
beach, yeah.
Even in like New York, it's still like in the like a lot of times still in like the 70s in
80s,
September.
you can even have the 90s. If you go to
sure.
the beach the first 2 weeks in September, it's great because the kids are all in school, so there's less people there, and the water's super warm. Beach in the first 2 weeks of September, that's a nice little life trick there.
The water is warm?
Yeah, it's warmer than it is in
Everywhere?
June.
They think in September because it's had all the heat from
the
like
ocean
July,
is-
August.
yeah.
Think Labor
Really?
Day. Labor
The
Day
water's
still-
much warmer in September than it is in June if you go to the beach.
That's correct. I would say that's probably correct.
Interesting. All right. Got to check out the beach in September before football, of course. The over-under for this game, I think, is 33.5.
It is.
Which it's tough. They're usually very low scoring. You're going to have the ones, if they play for, I can't imagine for one other quarter, if that. It could be like a 1 or 2 series thing.
I feel like Rodgers won't even play today.
I wouldn't be surprised. They have 3 preseason games now, so like theoretically it's supposed to mean more. It's all about the undrafted guys, the camp guys, see if they can get a roster spot. You're not, and as a fan of the team or someone that's betting on the game, you just want to make sure nobody gets hurt.
Let me ask you guys, why is it so low scoring? Like, why is the defense is so far ahead of the offense? Like, why would it be? Because you have second teams on both sides.
I mean, I would say the quarterback play is just bad. They're not super in sync, like, especially once you get to like your third string quarterback playing the whole second half. He's playing with guys he hasn't really played with much besides a few practices. They're not very good to begin with.
They haven't gelled enough.
Yeah, they haven't gelled. Like
a week old for most teams.
Gelled? You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's easier for them to just run like kind of like base vanilla-ish defense and just kind of like just do your play your do your job kind of thing. Nothing like too crazy, which I guess you could argue helps the offense a little bit. But a lot of these guys, they're young, especially thirds. A lot of them, they're younger guys. They're first like getting their toes wet in NFL action. Tough to score. I think the defense are a little more ahead than the offense early.
As a fan, you'd like to see no injuries. You'd like to see guys playing as fast as they can and not thinking and have like decent recall of the playbook. So it's not like there's a receiver runs an out, he was supposed to run a dig or something like that, and it's an obvious miscommunication. And that's really like especially if I'm watching the Bucs in preseason, you just hope no injuries, everything looks smooth. I mean, we're 5 weeks away from the first regular season game, so there's a lot of time to build and get together. Something else to talk about: the Bucs quarterback battle. So I know Marty Mush, huge Baker Mayfield guy. I'm happy they brought in some competition. Kyle Trask, a guy they drafted 3 years ago now. He's been sitting on the bench for the first 2 years, hopefully getting some glean from the GOAT, Tom Brady, quarterback meetings, etc. I obviously care a lot about this. Outside world, rest of the nation, football. Do you guys care who wins the Bucs quarterback battle?
I mean, I care because I love football, but I'm guessing a lot of people don't. I mean, I think the Bucs have been sort of forgotten about. Once Brady left, I feel like a lot of people just stopped giving a fuck about the Bucs.
I would care more. This is going to sound weird. I feel like I would care more if Trask won, just because it'd be surprising.
So Trask is in the lead right now.
He is in the lead. That's interesting. Yeah. Well, I was seeing some stuff on Twitter about how Baker's done all these interceptions and hasn't looked great, and that Trask looked a little more sharper. And I guess he's been in the system for a few years.
No, new system.
System.
Yeah, so they fired the old OC, Brian Roethlisberger.
That's right, okay.
Dave Canales, who was Geno Smith's quarterback coach in Seattle. It's a new system, a little bit more zone read type stuff, so mobility. I would think that would favor Baker. He has a stronger arm. I could sell myself on either guy. So like, it'd be nice to see Baker. They signed a 1-year deal, $4 million. So if he performs well, theoretically, you're like, okay, you get a #1 pick on a reclamation project, probably on a pretty cheap deal after this. Or we got Kyle Trask, who's been waiting for his shot. He's obviously not going to start over Tom Brady. This is his first real chance. It would be great to be like, okay, he's a starter. We spent a second-round pick on him. It was worth it, and he's like, okay. I'd like to see him develop into ideally a great player, but at least you want to see like a guy who can be a backup at the very least.
You love the Bucs so much. I don't care who they pick. You're going to say they're going to win 11 games no matter what.
No, I don't think they're going to win 11
Really?
games. No. I do. So their over-under right now is 6.5. I think that's pretty fair.
Oh, wow. All right.
I would put them around 7 to 8 wins.
You're not expecting much this year.
I mean, realistically, they're in a rebuild year. They're eating a lot of dead cap from Brady's money and a bunch of the guys that they rolled over. So, no, I'm not expecting them to win the Super Bowl. But at the same time, I still think they have a really good defense, and the division stinks. So I could see them winning the division. I could see that. 9-1 plus 900 for them to win the division is crazy odds. It should be 5-1. They're
probably the only division any of those 4 teams could win. It wouldn't shock me.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And if one of them's 9-1, I kind of like that. Let's go on to football. Lionel Messi has scored 5 goals in 3 games for Inter Miami. He's only 24 goals away from becoming Miami's all-time leading scorer, which is crazy. They've only been a team since 2020. And a Rick Ross quote from the game: "This is different. Everyone in Miami suggests you come out and catch one of these games. It's a movement." Big Ev, are you on board with American soccer leagues?
I haven't watched any of the games. I will say the people they've had attend some of these games are insane.
Kardashian.
On Kardashians, like DJ Khaled. Now we have like Rick Ross, like the who's who of Miami. And there's like celebrities that have been there. So I mean,
Dave hasn't been there yet.
He should make his way down, I guess. Well, I guess he's up here right now.
Oh, true.
He's in New York for the summer.
Doesn't this expose the MLS as being kind of a joke?
I feel like
this guy's going in there getting like 9,000 goals a game.
I think everyone's known that already. I don't think to my understanding, I don't think anyone's ever taken it serious.
But he's also the GOAT, right?
Yeah, he's incredible,
he is,
right?
Yeah, because even like for example, like all the good U.S. players, they don't play for the MLS.
Right.
So I always just thought that MLS was a joke to begin with. Like what's his name? Like Beckham came here at the end of his career. Didn't like a bunch of guys did, like Wayne Rooney, didn't he come at the end of his career? Like
DC United.
A bunch of these like big like stars, they just come, make some money, play like what's his name? Zlatan. He did it right too.
Yeah, he did.
A bunch of these like star soccer players have just come and made some U.S. money, came and played.
As long as the MLS is a joke, though, will soccer ever transcend and become that sport along with baseball and with NBA as far as being something that people watch? Like, I think MLS has to work for it.
I didn't know that they didn't retain U.S. talent. That's pretty shocking. And, like, why would, like, a lot of it is, hey, a guy I went to high school with plays for this team, I'd love to see him play, and you kind of get interested in that. But if those guys are going to Europe, I presume.
They all are.
Why? Like,
it's just,
that kind of takes out a critical step in fan building, I would think.
I would think so too.
Well, I think the problem is it's one, obviously the higher level of soccer is over there. They pay more money over there. And two, if you think about like where all like in the U.S. our best athletes are spread out among so many sports.
Yeah.
Like if you're like they play football, basketball, baseball, all different things besides soccer. Where overseas like their first thought might be just to play soccer. Like I see it like imagine if LeBron just like dedicated his life to soccer when he was like a child.
Right.
I'm sure he would have been like I don't know.
Incredible.
Obviously, I don't think he would have been as good a soccer player as he was a basketball player, but I'm sure he would have been a phenomenal soccer player. And like the elite athletes would have done that, but they just play other sports. There's more money in other sports.
They need to get the scoring in soccer up. Like Cheah take the long ball, that obviously did stuff for baseball.
Oh, yeah.
NFL scored the rules and the holding and stuff like that.
Yep. Offense
NBA
sells
hand
tickets.
check, etc. Offense sells tickets. I don't want to see a game that's 0-0.
No,
the women's soccer game the other day that was 0-0, right?
Oh, God.
I'm pretty sure it was 0-0. Like, come on. I want to see some scoring. I want to see some action. Give me some 5-4s, something to get excited about. 0-0 where they're kicking around. Some team gets, a handful of shots. That would, if I were running the MLS, my first order of business would be adjusting the rules somehow to get scoring up. Can you even play fantasy soccer? 0-0?
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I have an idea. What if it's going to sound dumb, but I don't really care. But what if they just take a defender away?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that dumb.
Get scoring.
What if soccer was just like it was just in the MLS? It was just the entire time they were just playing like a what's it called in hockey? Why am I drawing?
Power play.
Power play. They just like the whole game's a power play.
So if the ball goes on your side, because it's an even game, it's I don't know how many guys people on each
like
team.
11, I think.
Okay, so then it's 11 on 10.
10 or 11.
If the ball goes onto your side, then you have to run defender off. That's a great
Or
rule.
they just like never have it. They just have like one less defender to begin.
Well, no, because the ball can go on either side, right?
You got to do it like
Then it'd
lacrosse,
just
where
be
like
10
they
on 10.
can't cross a certain
Okay.
line.
Okay.
There are so many angry soccer fans watching this right now.
Oh, they're
You guys
furious.
are fucking morons. You're idiots. You don't know anything.
And this would be
punching their
this would be like someone NFL being like,
wall in their house.
like they should have 10 guys on defense instead of 11.
Yeah, right.
Just go,
Right, right.
I'd be like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever
Like
heard.
someone saying, take the shortstop away. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
If the NFL was like consistently like 0-0 or 3-3, I would probably be in favor of that. As much of a throwback defensive guy, like you can't have that. Jim Irsay is paying $20 million to free a single orca whale. There's an orca whale in an enclosure in Miami named Tokite. And Colts owner Jim Irsay is funding a $20 million project to fly the whale on a cargo plane from Miami to Seattle and release it into the Pacific Ocean. The whale was sold to the Miami Seaquarium for $6,000 in 1970. Are we kidding? This is an old whale?
Yes,
What are
50,
we doing?
52 years old. It's older than me.
Whales typically live between 50 and 90 years. So there's a high chance, based on life expectancy, this thing's going to die in transit. Also, $20 million. I am not in the whale transportation business. I will get this done for less than $20 for sure.
I have an issue. Like
outrageous
we're
price.
taking this whale that is only now. I hate all this stuff. Like having the whale in
Captivity?
Yeah, it's awful. But that's all this whale knows, right? So like if we put the whale into the regular water, is that safe for the whale?
It's going to get its ass kicked.
I would imagine, right?
I mean, whales don't get their
It's
ass
like-
kicked, right? Does anything?
Well, there's other whales, maybe, or I don't know.
It's like,
I guess
it's like
so
taking
big.
taking like a private school kid and putting them in like putting them in like the hood and and you just get beat up.
Right.
Right, yeah, like, that kid's not gonna have lunch money at all. Like, what's gonna happen to poor Tokite?
Also,
Whales don't eat each other, though, right?
I don't think so. I don't think they do. No.
Then who's like a whale predator?
they probably bully each other though.
Yeah, maybe other fish will make fun
like
of
someone
the
like
whale.
someone's got like like someone's got to be the beta whale, and it's going to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's going to be Takate's going to be the beta because he's soft. He was raised soft.
Yeah, they're gonna shave his eyebrows, everything. that whale's in for a rough.
Also, I mean, $20 million to free this whale. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's got to be furious.
Oh my God.
He's like, you just gave my salary for the next 2 years.
Is this Irsay
to free this whale?
Is this whole thing like an Irsay thing just to fuck with Jonathan Taylor?
This is crazy because Jonathan Taylor, you could reasonably shore up. He's probably gonna be looking for like the 12 to 16 million dollar range per year. That's at least one. If you in a good faith offer did like 2-year extension for $20 million right now, it's a lowball offer. But at least you have the conversation going. Like just to transport this old ass whale from one piece of the continent to another to release it into the ocean, that's crazy.
Imagine being so rich you could just do ignorant shit like this.
Yeah.
It's just a flex.
Terrible time.
Like it's just a horrible use of money, but it's like a drop in the bucket for him.
Yeah.
It also looks like he's not being like completely released into the wild and it's some kind of like improved sanctuary.
Okay,
maybe,
all
like,
right.
partly in the ocean.
Good.
So it's kind of a controlled environment.
Okay, so all right, so they're gonna keep him in like okay.
Right.
Keep him in like honors classes all day.
Imagine how angry someone is who's a soccer fan that's also a member of PETA watching this show today.
Yeah,
Now they're just like, what the fuck?
Well, this is good for the animal, no?
This is good, but like we said,
We were just saying how against it.
he said it was ignorance, and like we're comparing it to Jonathan Taylor's salary. Like I don't think the PETA people are gonna like this.
I want to know what this whale has ever done to deserve this. Did this whale win a bet with Dave?
What did the whale do to deserve being in captivity? That's awful. Don't go to these places, people. Don't go to these places. This is awful.
Yeah.
Animals should have rights.
This is a story that actually gets me a little bit angry. Rejected underage drinker hires protesters to smear luxury hotel in New York City with wild signs. A kid named, I'm not going to name the kid because he's under 21 and I don't want to get any type of shit. Under 21 was denied a drink at a hotel bar of a 5-star hotel, the Mark Hotel in Manhattan. First off, if you're under 21, don't fucking go to a 5-star hotel for a drink. Outrageous use of money. To get revenge, he allegedly paid demonstrators to chant crazy things about the Mark, being infested with mice, supporting pedophiles, being anti-Semitic, and denying the Holocaust.
Oh my God.
He paid demonstrators to hold signs like the Mark supports Jeffrey Epstein, the Mark spreads disease. This kid allegedly parked outside with a Cadillac, watching the protesters disparage the hotel. A bunch of famous people stayed at the hotel, including Drake, who recently walked through the protesters.
It's not the hotel's fault.
No.
No, like what? Like why you get mad at the hotel? Go get mad at the government for changing the drinking law in the 80s from 18 to 21. This isn't the Mark's fault.
What was it like to be legally age drinking at 20?
So you make jokes. I was too young, but I do remember when they changed the law, and people who were 19 or 20 were pissed because like I've been going to a bar for 2 years now. I can't. Like one day you could go to a bar, one day you couldn't. Yeah. So I do remember people being upset about that.
Yeah.
But I was
Your
not,
classmates.
No. I was like 5, 6, 7 years old at the time. I do remember hearing people complain about it.
Mm.
Now he went over the top, but there's something I respect a little bit about someone that has this level of pettiness. Like this man was denied one drink.
He's a villain.
And he is like he was like, I want to kill your family. That was.
But he's mad at the wrong people though. That's what I don't. Misguided anger.
I just think it's so outlandish that it's kind of funny.
This kid
like he was basically
such an asshole.
He was denied. Yeah. He was denied a beer, and he's saying that they're like anti-Semitic, denying the Holocaust.
So from what I gather,
they support Jeffrey Epstein.
From what I gather, he's the son of. It said like a famous
Someone
doctor
rich.
or a rich doctor, and I think they maybe go there a lot, so he maybe feels entitled.
Where is
I don't know. That's my read on this kid.
Right. Where is the dad in this to be like, hey, we go here a lot. You're a patron to this place.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Like, don't be a dickhead.
His dad said something about trying to get him to like apologize.
Nice
From the
job,
hotel, I'm like,
fucking dad.
fuck you. Did no apology.
I mean, I'm sure it's a 5-star luxury hotel. I'm sure they're not like pressed for pennies.
Right.
But at the same time, any business, like this is coming out with Jacksonville Holmes, the restaurant that he like forced to kiss on a waitress or something like that. Like that business had to close down because they were getting so much bad press and people were like doing bad shit to them. Owning a business is difficult. Why is some shithead kid making it really hard? That kid obviously grew up with a lot of money. If he's going to a 5-star hotel to get a drink and he's under 21, probably doesn't have a job. Like, that's probably gonna be like a $20, $25 drink anyway. That's out of your price range, sir, as someone that age. And then for him to be like disparaging and trying to tear down this business, years of hard work from presumably, I mean, 5-star hotel, but like hardworking people you'd assume, is crazy and actually gets me pretty upset.
Imagine the poor bartender. I'm just probably a regular person trying to earn a living and get this kid. I'm sure it caused a scene when they rejected him.
Yeah.
This kid sucks.
Yes.
All right, now like, I wasn't. You got me on like the business thing. I wasn't trying to. He's just so like it's just so outrageous.
So over the top.
Yes.
It almost feels like it's like a skit.
I can respect
Like
like
you get
SNL.
denied a beer, and then you come back the next day with a fucking like angry mob.
Burn the hotel
like
down.
burn the place to the ground because he didn't get a fucking Coors Light.
Right. I mean, I feel like we've all been there. Like you get denied entry, or something is too expensive, or it's crowded, or whatever, and you get pissed. But like for you to go over the top like this is
No.
several.
I never blame the restaurant. I would get mad at the law. Like if they're following the law, they're doing what they have to. Like I would never get mad at the restaurant.
Now, if he was denied, that's one thing. If he had a fake ID and they took it, have you ever been in that? I've been in that spot where you're under 20 and get your fake ID taken. It is like the worst thing in the world. You're literally just cut at the kneecaps.
Yeah, don't take the fake.
So if they took the fake,
Ow.
I don't know.
So-
I'm not saying they should have did what he did. I'm just saying, as someone who's been there, it's very upsetting. You're put in a tough spot.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry. I was furious. I was just arguing with the guy. It was down the Jersey Shore, just screaming at him, like, please just give me the ID back. I won't go inside.
Yeah.
But they're scumbags and they sell them. They're assholes.
Oh, so
Yeah, they're scumbags.
A buddy of mine went into a bar with a fake ID, and the bouncer immediately noticed it was a fake ID, and it used to be not like a card, but it used to be like a little bit lighter something, but it would be laminated, and the guy just took it and peeled all the lamination off in front of him. Tough scene.
Just bartenders, just hand it back, man. Just be a decent guy. Just hand it back. Tell him to go away.
An airplane pilot draws an 8-mile-long penis in the sky. Has to be the biggest dick of all time. A Lufthansa pilot drew a penis-shaped flight path in the sky after being diverted from an airport in Sicily. The pilot allegedly attempted to land twice and was told he had to go back up in the air and wait. Local Italian media claims the pilot was disgruntled and drew the penis in protest of being diverted. Ev, how do you feel about this monster cock in the sky?
I don't hate it. That's good. It's kind of fun. It's pretty funny.
This is clean
Yeah, that was like, that's clean fun. That's
funny.
like, yeah, like the teacher got me, like drew a dick on the chalkboard or something.
Yeah.
He did it in the sky. Pretty impressive. I'm just one of the people that are like on vacation there. They just look up in the sky.
So
see a big old fat cock in the air.
It's not that. It is his flight path. So it's like
it wasn't
air traffic control.
or the air
Okay,
trails.
he didn't draw like a little cloud kind of
It's
thing.
8 miles. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's
Big.
huge.
But I don't know what that relates to, like looking up in the sky.
Right. What do you think about this?
I think this is great.
Airplane
This
hijinks.
I like this is great. This doesn't hurt anyone. This is funny. It's also probably gave him something to do while he was waiting. He kept getting diverted. It gives him something to do.
That's funny.
I'm 8 Mile. I'm all.
Big old green dick.
I am in favor of 8 Mile cocks. You can clip that. That's let's go.
All right. After show, you two got into it a little bit yesterday on Pick Central.
Klemmer can be such a condescending asshole sometimes.
Wild right now. Smitty, hold
Klemmer
on.
really thinks he knows everything about baseball just because he memorizes players in 1917.
I've yet to
It's almost
yell
like I do.
once. Smitty,
It's almost like you're wrong constantly, though.
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, smarts versus harsh. You're the dumbest gambler. You don't know shit.
I'm out.
Wrong, loser. You know how this
pull up-
guy was
pull up the record.
-5 units.
Pull up the
-5 units. This fucking bum showed up, started gambling like 2 months ago. Thinks he's hot shit.
Gambling before you were born, you dumb fuck. Pull up the record.
Apparently not, 'cause you
Entire
suck
year.
at it.
Pull up the record for
Suck
the
at
whole
it.
year on this show. Prove it. Let's see. I know.
Yeah, who's in first place? Me. 3 years in a row.
It's
Fuck up. Shut up. You just showed up here.
He's got the belts.
I've been holding the belt.
belts.
Defended again and again. Best gambler of this fucking show. Stop it.
How about last month? What happened last month since I've been here? This guy doesn't know anything.
He's cutting wrestling promos.
Are you kidding me? I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Me. That's who. I'm the guy.
What is the root of this? So it was like, who was the best gambler?
No. See, to me, I get like, I think I get excited sometimes when people take it as like me being mad. I know people lose. I really wasn't even mad at all. I just get fired up. I want to just defend my stake. It was really. I think Klemmer sometimes. I love Klemmer. I think sometimes he's very knowledgeable with baseball. And I think sometimes we get these big debates like sport. It makes us like sport talk radio, and I think at times he knows more baseball than me in the terms of like all the like whatever teams and back then and stuff. But I took it as sometimes as like it's disparaging, like no one else can have an opinion.
Oh, well, needle. Yeah, I mean that's part of what we do. And yeah, he was defending his, and I had to defend my corner of the room. I'm the new guy, so I can't let people walk all over me. So I'm gonna push back. And I think it was. Like, there was no hard feelings afterwards, at least on
zero.
Yeah.
I didn't have hard feelings in the moment.
No, neither did I. I was just I'm gonna like push back, and yeah, I'm gonna call if he or if Marty or if Smitty or anyone says something that I think is dumb on the show, I'm gonna call him out for it.
Yeah.
And I expect them to be like, shut the fuck up, you skinny fuck. And and he's been doing it a long time. Everyone on the show would agree that he's the best guy, gambling picks on this show. So I'm gonna try to do my best to, knock the big guy off the mountain.
Makes you feel alive.
Yeah.
I don't raise my voice very often. Feels good to raise it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I will say this, as the founder of Trusted It and building up a gambling brand and, bringing Klemmer into that fold, I think that we are, speaking for Klemmer, I think we are a niche product. We are betting props on specific sports and specializing in those things. I think if you look at overall gambling across multiple sports,
yes.
volume picks especially, which is much harder to do in my opinion. I think Ev is clearly the best gambler at the company. When you look at, he does UFC, he does baseball, he does football.
I don't know a damn thing about college football. I don't know a damn thing about college basketball. Nothing. So Ev has to cover all of those.
Yes, things. Which is very difficult.
But I'm going to push back on the, baseball, NFL, especially baseball. I'm going to really push back on because that's my specialty. Sure. So, and I don't mind and I like having a discussion with Ev who does know baseball.
Yep. And
we can have that fight back and forth, and I'll fight with Marty and I'll fight with Smitty or whoever. But I think you have to have that. And but like I said, Ev has a harder job because he has to cover all of it.
Yep.
Where I can narrow it down more.
Yes.
If that makes any sense.
No, I'm just saying this. I just enjoy a wealth of sports. Honestly, someone I really give a shout out to, honestly, might like legitimately be the best is Jack Mack.
Was he up 7-something units on UFC?
Jack Mack is a phenomenal gambler.
Well, no, on UFC like on Friday or Saturday or whenever.
He did very well. He did very well.
Yeah, Jack Mack.
Not gambling, bro.
Jack Mack is a very, very good gambler.
Jack Mack's my guy.
Football and UFC is very, very good. He does soccer too.
I've used him as a phone a friend like 10 times.
Yeah.
For college football.
Also Quiggs with NASCAR, very good.
Quiggs is a crazy
and obviously
beast.
Nicky Smokes has come in very hot and is doing very well. He's an absolute heater.
Nicky Smokes is on a fucking heater.
Was he 3-0 yesterday?
I think so. He's been doing very, very well. God bless.
Not 3-0 among people who like him at the company, I don't think, but 3-0 among picks. Is that fair? yeah, it's pretty on fair.
I mean, hey.
I kind of like Nicky Smokes. I haven't got to meet him yet.
I met him once.
I would like to meet him. I
met him very quickly. He's very nice, but I don't know if going after one of the guys that helped build his company is the smartest play your first week in the job. But what do I know?
No, that was the KFC thing would be the only thing I would have like a little gripe with, but I don't like totally disparage him for that.
No, I don't understand. I mean,
I was more. I saw that I didn't realize how.
Respect.
No. I was because I love KFC, so that was like the only thing he's done that I've kind of been like, oh, like I wouldn't have did that, but he's young, he's trying to make waves. I understand it.
If I was 23
I didn't realize he was like 23, 24. I thought he was like late 20s, so I don't blame him. Like I like to meet him. I think he's doing good.
Like I said, I met him once, very nice, very quickly, but he was very nice. But the stuff he did with the fans and then going up to KFC, it's like, what are we doing here, buddy?
Anybody that's giving out picks, which is difficult, and they are winning, deserves credit, and all of us,
man in the arena,
him,
for the Twitter month, man in the arena,
Jack Mack, Quiggs, everybody, great job on that. And I think that's the show. Do you guys have anything else? Happy Shohei Ohtani Day.
Good.
And welcome back, NFL.
Tonight, go Jets.